Imagine a party so exclusive it required signed agreements, so decadent it banned cell phones, and so secretive even the FBI needed a warrant to enter. This wasn't fiction, it was real, and it was Sean Diddy Combs' infamous White Party. Today, it's the center of a federal investigation. Agents raided multiple mansions. They seized 1,000 bottles of baby oil, weapons, hard drives, and tunnel footage, over 200 women, sealed chambers, a courtroom so stunned the judge ordered silence. This is not a rumor. This is real, and you're about to hear everything. Sean Diddy Combs, hip-hop legend, mogul, media powerhouse, the man behind Bad Boy Records, the name behind Ciroc, and the host behind most legendary parties in Hollywood. The White Party, an invite-only affair with rules stricter than the Met Gala. All white, no cameras, private jets in, NDA contracts signed on entry. What began as elite gatherings for the rich and famous became the center of lawsuits, allegations, and now FBI investigations. Cassie Ventura, his longtime ex, was the first to pull back the curtain. She revealed a world of coercion, drugs, physical abuse, and nights that blurred into rituals. Freak-offs, she called them. Multi-day events, with escorts and power plays. She wasn't alone. More voices joined the outcry, and eventually, so did the feds. March 25, 2024. At 6:40 a.m., federal agents raided multiple Diddy-owned properties across Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. What they found? Shocking. In one mansion, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and Astroglide, humidity-controlled rooms, custom shelves, multiple firearm caches and hard drives encrypted with military-grade security. And then, the tunnels. Miami's estate had what looked like underground playrooms, dim red lighting, padded walls, cameras in every corner, women's shoes lined along a wall, all identical size. Sources close to the case confirmed. These tunnels were monitored, recorded, and sealed. This was never just a party. It was an operation. The House staff were the first to break. One former driver claims he transported over 200 women in just 90 days. Another said, "No one left after midnight, not without a handler." A third testified anonymously. "We weren't allowed to make eye contact unless we were told to." The guests, rarely seen again. Court filings show some of their names, buried under NDAs, forged IDs, and aliases. And then came the footage. Hard drives labeled private use. Security logs showing timestamps at 3:16 a.m., 4:45 a.m., every file sealed, now part of federal evidence. Leaked descriptions from inside the courtroom tell us one file featured muffled screams. Another showed women crawling on all fours, faces blurred, bodies trembling. A third file was so disturbing, even the judge reportedly turned away. Among the 35 devices seized, over 900 individual video clips were found, many labeled only by date and party location. One folder, Hamptons White 2022. Another, Tunnel Girls. Inside them, evidence that might just end a legacy. On May 5, 2025, Diddy was indicted on federal charges: sex trafficking, prostitution transport, racketeering. His legal team called the raid unlawful, a witch hunt, but prosecutors had been planning it for 14 months. Now, courtroom battles are raging. Diddy's team wants the evidence suppressed. They claim privacy was breached, that NDAs protect the recordings. But the prosecution, they say, you can't NDA away a crime. The judge, he issued a gag order, so explosive even reporters couldn't speak outside the courtroom. The world noticed. #freakoff tunnel began trending. Then came the memes. Then the think pieces. 50 Cent posted. Told y'all he was hiding skeletons. Stephen A. Smith on ESPN said, "This ain't just about hip-hop. This is about power unchecked. Kanye launched a campaign, Free Puff, with merch, shirts, even MAGA support. Brands cut ties. Macy's dropped Sean John. Peloton removed his songs. Revolt TV, gone. Radio bans followed. The silence grew louder. The docu-wars have begun. Netflix is filming. Diddy, do it." Executive produced by 50 Cent. Peacock is preparing The Making of a Bad Boy. ID is releasing The Fall of Diddy this winter. Each promises whistleblowers, clips, photos, footage, and unredacted testimony. Leaked docs suggest even security footage from tunnels will be shown. The walls are closing in. Legal insiders say more charges are imminent, possibly involving minors, possibly obstruction. Multiple victims are organizing under Gloria Allred. A class-action lawsuit could reach 8 figures. Judges are reviewing the chain of custody on all evidence, and a mistrial isn't off the table. But one thing is clear. This case is no longer about Diddy the artist. It's about Diddy the brand, and whether the system that protected him for 20 years will finally tear him down. This has been Insider Pulse. Subscribe for just facts